What's good, everybody? How you doing? It is Connor, and we are back here with your rumour mill sort of preview. I don't really know what this is, but I quite like the format. I quite like updating you guys on weekends because stuff now goes on at weekends, apparently, according to the football gods. It never used to, but now McGilligan's decided not to do rumour mills on weekends. Stuff apparently happens. So here we go. We're going to update with content all the time. We're squeezing in the official Connor match preview. My thoughts on Sheffield United coming up. So strap yourselves in and get ready for some more week content. I hope you're all doing, as you know, as you say, as I say all the time, fantastically well. And we are back here, of course, with the rumour mill preview sort of thing. But anyway, let's all laugh at Manchester United before we start. They've just conceded in the last minute to Solly March. Brilliant. Yeah, so 2-2. Brighton equalised in the last minute. I just had to get that off. So just check my phone. Bang, straight there. Equaliser. Love it. Yeah, but I hope you're all doing fantastically well. Anyway, guys, a lot of people talking and coming in straight away. But yeah, I hope the stream's all right as well. I presume it's all right. It seems to be okay. Obviously, we've had a few streaming issues the last couple of days, so please let me know if it's not. If it's not, we will stop the stream and we will just get a pre-record up. As I always say, I'm going to provide that content for you guys. So we're just getting that stuff sorted. I think it's okay. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below if to get on with. So make sure you're tuning in, of course, guys. Just make sure you keep tuning in. And yeah, I'm just going to see where a few more of you. They haven't just scored, have they? Have Brighton just scored? Have Man United scored? Let me know in the comment section below if they have. A lot of people are saying they have, which would depress me because I've just laughed at them. Just scored. Have Man United scored? Let me know in the comment section below. I can't be doing with it if they have. People are saying they have, which would depress me because I've just laughed at them. But yeah, anyway, guys, let's get into your. Yeah, I'm just having a look. 2-2 full-time picture, not very good. Okay, guys, so as I say, if you are on 1080, let me know, as in like the frame rate. But if it's not working, if the stream isn't working, as I say, I am going to take it down. So please let me know. Hearing a few things, you're freezing up. Let's have a look. You keep freezing. This is why, guys, we always do the thumbnail at the start because it's for the stream to catch up, basically. And there it is, a penalty. Apparently, Man U have got a penalty. God, I might need to take the stream down now just because I look like a right mug. But yeah, as I say, guys, let me know. Picture not very good, and we'll get on with it. Just in terms of, fine, it's better now. Has it caught up? Great. Anyway, we'll get on with it anyway. I'm just going to stop waffling. But anyway, with regards to the transfer news, there's a lot coming up, guys. There is a lot coming up in terms of some exciting news as well. Some stuff I want to talk about as well, just in terms of, I don't really understand the transfer policy in a weird way, what we're going for, what we're gunning for. And I'm really interested to hear your guys' thoughts, to be quite honest. So yeah, let's have a look. So number one, of course, it is this man here. Now, the Telegraph, we've already got the Milanovsky stuff, but yeah, we'll go on to this one. Here we go. Yeah, Leeds United are close to agreeing a deal with Utrecht to sign forward Gerano Kerk. The Premier League side are set to trump Cagliari and Hellas Verona. And that's the Telegraph, obviously the Dutch version. So I hope you guys sort of happy with this one. This guy is an absolutely extraordinary player. You look at his assists, you look at his goals, it's extremely good. He's a very, very good player, very talented player, and apparently Leeds can snip him for 10 million. 10 million, which is exciting, very exciting. So yeah, we're just going to look at some stats around him as well, just to get you guys a little bit informed on everything around him. I wasn't sure who he was, to be quite honest with you. I'm sure you guys aren't sure who he is in terms of just, I mean, he's not someone who we know about officially, is he? He's just someone who's on the mill. So yeah, apparently a very good player, plays well along the front three as well, which is very exciting. I like it when a player's versatile. We know that's the Bielsa way. We understand that that's the way we move forward as a club, versatility. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you've seen anything of Kerk. He's got him a captain as well, hasn't he? But yeah, it was 2-2. A lot of people say Man United have scored, which is just, I'm probably going to get clipped up now. Fantastic. But yeah, with regards to Koopmeiners as well, this is Kerk Koopmeiners about to make his way to England, which is exciting. We'll get onto that in just a second. But just staying with Gerano Kerk, ranked third in the Eredivisie for the most successful take on 73 in 1920. Only Ajuke and Idrissi completed more last season. So very exciting. You can see exactly why Leeds are going from. We're obviously very pragmatic down the wings, but does that make a problem for who Leeds are supposed to be signing? In terms of, we're looking at Daniel James, aren't we? But are we going to get another winger to add to the list of Poveda, Harrison, Costa, potentially Kerk, James, 5? Is that going to be the way Leeds are going to go, or is it going to be something switched up a little bit? It's going to be really interesting to see, but it seems like this Kerk is going to be wrapped up. So very exciting times at Leeds in terms of that. Dean Rees says Brighton have literally just genuinely been robbed. Yeah, I've just seen that, guys. And as well, thank you so much for the comment. As I say all the time, any contribution goes straight back into the channel, and I could not do this full time without the contributions, because YouTube ad revenue absolutely robs you. So thank you so much. And if any of you do donate 50p, 20p, whatever it may be, it all goes back into the channel. So thank you so much. But let's get back onto the stuff now. With regards to, I did a little bit of research on Smart Scout as well. I got something off Twitter. Now, Kerk is a rare winger, at least for the Premier League, in that he likes to dribble the ball forward from deep. He can hug the touchline or come inside as an unpredictable mix of actions near the corner. His style bears similarities to Sarr, Zaha and Sterling. If you look at his heat map, continuously just cutting in. He's always been direct down that side, his natural side. Very good with both feet as well, that I've read. So this is a player who was serious talent, serious talent. And he's someone who I think Leeds can get the best out of, Bielsa can get the best out of. And it's so exciting that our scouting network takes us to places that we didn't even know. We didn't even know who this kid is. So yeah, very, very exciting times for 10 million as well. Wow, as Gordon Ramsay says. As a smarter map in the previous tweet shows, Kerk gets into good positions to shoot, better than an average winger, maybe a bit more difficult in the Premier League, and I presume that is because obviously there's tighter marking, there's a better quality of player, but he's still an outstanding finisher. It's part of why he was involved in so many goals for Utrecht. I mean, his goal record is unbelievable, and he's, 24 years old? His assists, they call him the assist king over there, extremely good at what he does, and he can, like I say, inside forward, winger, out-and-out winger, centre forward, and it's literally what we need. But does that close the door on Dan James? Dan James obviously wasn't part of Manchester United's plans today, even in the squad. Would that be to do with injury, or is that something else? But yeah, really interesting in terms of developments there. Now, if we move on, Koopmeiners as well. Leeds United are keen on signing 22-year-old Dutch midfielder Kerk Koopmeiners from AZ Alkmaar, the Telegraph as well. You guys know that I always go on about the Telegraph, because for me, Mike McGrath he's great at what he does. He needs to start paying me for doing this. But yeah, very, very good at what he does, and he always reports very accurate stories, especially when it's to do with Leeds United. Gelhardt, Rodrigo, and the likes. So he's a great source, and he's been reporting, as you can see here, Leeds United target AZ Alkmaar captain Kerk Koopmeiners to bolster the midfield, says Mike McGrath. So yeah, really exciting. But what I'm going to go on to in just a second is his heat map. Now, I found this on Twitter. We've obviously got the likes of LUFC Data, who does a fantastic job, who can provide us with all this sort of stuff. But his heat map is very, very interesting in terms of where he plays, where he doesn't play, and where he is very, very effective. Now, he's a defensive midfielder, and that's it. He's a monster. But why are Leeds going for a defensive midfielder? We all know we need a cam. Obviously, Rodrigo de Paul is the obvious one. Milanovsky. We've had Cousins as well been mentioned. But is it going to be the case of Leeds just bolstering that position for maybe another number 6, another number 8, obviously to maybe challenge Klich? But I don't really know if he plays in that position, to be honest. He's more of a breaker up of possession for the opposition team. He's a bit more of a destroyer. He's very talented on the ball as well. And all European clubs should be in for this guy. He's a quality player. So he'd be a brilliant addition to Leeds. But where he would fit in is probably the question that I would ask, because obviously we've got Calvin Phillips there. Would we change into a double pivot? I can't see Bielsa doing that. Since he's been here, he's never changed it up. But what I will say about Marcelo Bielsa is he's surprised me so far this season in terms of starting players like Robin Koch, starting players potentially like Diego Llorente, who knows? But he seems a little bit different in his decision making this year for me. Bielsa, he is adapting and he is learning. That's why we saw Rodrigo straight away. That's why we saw Robin straight away. They didn't need a 6-week period. They were involved straight away. That's what I find quite interesting. So will Bielsa turn up the formation 3-3-1-3? Who knows? But 3-3-1-3, I'm not sure you play with a double pivot there either. It utilizes more of the wings, and obviously Calvin would just be sitting. But really interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Dean Reese, thank you again, mate. I really appreciate that. Villa fan as well. Only United, and it isn't a red. But yeah, a lot of you guys seem to be talking about that game. Now, Craig Faircloth said, let's get Cantwell over the line. He would be a perfect fit for us. Now, let's talk about Cantwell just before we go on to a bit more about Koopmeiners. But Football Insider today are reporting that Leeds United are going to go for a last-minute bid for Todd Cantwell. Obviously, Cantwell still at Norwich. I think it'd be a brilliant addition. I mean, a brilliant player. The issue is it's going to cost Leeds a lot of money. That is not going to be cheap. You know, Norwich are in a position right now where they can charge a lot of money regarding the transfer fee for players. They're in a financially good position when they come up to the Premier League. They didn't spend that much. They've gone down. They've spent more than when they went up, but they're in a financially very good position, parachute payments, etc. So I believe Leeds United are going to have to pay a lot for Todd Cantwell. He's like their poster boy, their prize asset. Do I see that one happening? No. Football Insider are here, there, and everywhere, really, with rumours. But it would be an excellent acquisition and somebody who I'd definitely look at. But Leeds are going to have to dig their hands in the pocket for that one. He's a brilliant player, but with open arms. You wouldn't even put him on the list of players that we're looking at. But with the size of our club, the size of the manager, we've been looking at Rodrigo de Paul for that amount of money. Could Leeds get someone like Todd Cantwell for 20, 25 million? You've got to bear in mind he's young and he's English, which puts another, 10, 15 million onto his price tag, annoyingly. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. A lot of people are talking about Koopmeiners as well. I want Koopmeiners, says Jakanji. Craig once again saying he can play CDM if Phillips gets injured. I think the difference is going to be with regards to Koopmeiners is the fact that he's not going to be playing instead of Phillips, and he's not going to be benched. He's AZ Alkmaar's captain. He's a very, very good player. A lot of European clubs looking at him, and if Leeds can get that one done, it's going to be an excellent acquisition. So I got a couple of these quotes out anyway. We'll just get that comment off the screen. So this is about Koopmeiners. If you're a club in Europe's top 5 leagues and you're not interested in Tio and Koopmeiners, then one of two things must be true. You can't afford him, or number 2, you have a great DM and maybe a couple of great CBs as well, because otherwise Koopmeiners can almost certainly help you. Now this is something that was out not long ago either, this report. So I think he's only 22 years of age. There's been growing talks about him leaving AZ Alkmaar to a top European club, whether or not that be in the Premier League or abroad. But yeah, there's been a lot of talk about Koopmeiners, so this article was very, very interesting indeed. Let's start with the basics. He's a smart scout young prospect, which means our exclusive algorithm has flagged him as a player destined for big things, and he's already a high performer by Premier League standard as DM. He's an above average defender in both quality and quantity, and his ball retention is excellent. Now, I mean, it fits absolutely. Diego Llorente already, Robin Cott, we've seen already, can play DM. So we've not got a shortage of players who can play DM. Do you see what I mean? So if Calvin was injured, we've got players who can fit that mould. Whether or not Leeds just want to bolster the defensive ranks, I think that's a good idea. The more control in the midfield. I think we lost the midfield battle against Fulham. I think Anguissa was absolutely superb and probably with Click the best player on the pitch in terms of the midfield battles and the midfield prowess in that game. I don't think won the midfield battle against Liverpool, although we're absolutely superb. So we've not really got to grips with it yet. I think there's been a little bit of a lack of control, and that's obviously because of Pablo Hernandez. Adam Forshaw, is he going to come back? Is he going to be the same player? It's a lot of putting Forshaw back in there. Premier League game. He's not played football in so long now. And apparently there's been another setback with regards to Forshaw. So we need to bolster the midfield ranks. And if that is someone like Koopmeiners, that's going to be a really good addition, because that's that level up as well. It's what I was talking about earlier in terms of Leeds getting players who are on the bench or around, in and around the squad, who are high value, worth a lot of money. So I think it'd be a really good acquisition just to get a lot of control in the midfield. Would it make Leeds? Would Leeds be able to switch up the formation? I don't know, but it seems like there's Dutch journalists literally turning around and saying he's making his way to England now, Koopmeiners. So yeah, I think we can see the one with Kerk. That I think that's going to get done. It seems to be very, very far down the line. It's moved very quickly as well, like Diego Llorente did. Spoken about him before on here. Very reputable, very good at what he does, and this seems to be developing quite quickly. A lot of Dutch outlets saying that he's essentially on his way to England. So very interesting developments there. Hi, Connor from Vietnam. Darren Wong says, hello, Connor. Hello, hello. Hope you're all doing really well. But yeah, I guess on the transfer front, the thing that makes me quite interested about is clearly, Bielsa was saying yesterday that well, he wasn't saying he was asked about 2 more players coming in. He sort of validated that, yeah, there potentially could be 2 more players coming in. But if they're not, we will just adapt. A lot of talk around 2. So if Leeds get Koopmeiners in and we get someone like Kerk in, I still think we need more. I think we need another left back, if I'm honest, to rival Dallas, and I think we need another keeper. Don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. In terms of keeper, just I always say support for Meslier, but a left back's really interesting because it looked at the start that Leeds were in for a left back, but maybe they've just maybe there's been a breakdown in Barry Douglas potentially going to Scotland, and Leeds are going to be able to retain his services, so we're not looking left back anymore. Who knows? Came out of absolutely nowhere as it is. Dean Reese again, absolute legend. Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate your donations. As I keep saying, anything, it helps me do this all the time. It really does, especially if you guys want me to do this full time, which is the plan. But yeah, thank you so much. Hello from Argentina, says Raul following Leeds. Hello, my friend. But yeah, this is sort of an interesting point as well that I got on with Koopmeiners a bit of research. So it's the main weak spot in Koopmeiners' game is his dribbling. He likes to take the ball forward. Average for the Premier League in ground duels in possession. So if he moves to a top 5 league, chances are he'll rely more on his passing acumen. So that's really interesting there. Maybe a little bit of a weakness in terms of why clubs haven't gone in for him. But yeah, I mean that is the route. As you can see, it is Kerk and Koopmeiners. Let's get on anyway to your Sheffield United preview. I know a lot of you have been talking about it. There's a couple of you in the comment section below talking about how you think the game will go. Get your score predictions in. And we're just going to talk about a few things. Now, Sheffield United, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a really tough game. They're a good team. I am not of the opinion that they're going to be as bad as they have been against Wolves and against Villa. What I will say about Sheffield United is I watched the Wolves, and by far superior. We know that Wolves potentially will probably going to be a top 6 side for me this season. I think they've brought so much calibre in, likes of Semedo, etc. It's just that the recruitment and the sort of everything that they've got going on at Wolves, it's the perfect model for what Leeds need to be aiming for. But the Sheffield United game is going to be a really, really interesting one. And then playing against Wolves, I thought Wolves could have had 5, if I'm honest with you. Sheffield United look weak from set pieces, which is very unusual for them. And in the Villa game as well, it was, don't get me wrong, they had a man sent off after 12 minutes, which immediately put them on the back, it put them on the foot. But they still haven't scored a goal this season. Touch wood. That's not me just forcing that that to happen there. But they're conceding goals as well. They are conceding goals. Leeds are conceding goals. So it is going to be an open game for me. But it's going to be who's going to play to whose strengths. That's going to be the winner of the game. That's going to be the winner. So are we going to start playing into their game, or are they going to start playing into our game, which normally happens in football games? But there's going to be some key battles in that game. And for me, if they restrict Calvin, which I think they tried to do at Ellen Road before, they get elements of success. Now, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not Billy Sharp plays. So, for example, that Liam Cooper struggled a little bit with Billy Sharp. So that's going to be really interesting to see in terms of development. But yeah, it's going to be a massive game, and it is a game. I think the pressure is more on Sheffield United, to be honest. I do really think that, because they need a win. We've obviously already got a win, so it's going to be interesting in terms of development there. Dean coming in again. Sheffield United's defence is a hard one to break. Good luck, Leeds. I imagine good players will be benched to destroy them in the second half. Leeds 2, Sheff 2. Really interesting comment there. Dean Reese, Tom, coming out. Transfers not of yet, mate, but the club is still looking into that one. Dean Reese coming in again with £1. Thank you so much. Darren Wong with a lovely contribution there. Thank you so much, mate. But yeah, so it's going to be a really fascinating game for me in terms of the two styles, and Chris Wilder versus Bielsa. Bielsa coming out already and giving him so many plaudits, but it's going to be interesting to see Patrick Bamford. He started the season so well, and obviously there's been a bit of tension between Wilder and Bamford. There always seems to be Wilder, he had it with Norwich as well, didn't he? He seems to thrive on that sort of competitive element between him and an opposition player. And Wilder's always in the thick of it with stuff like that. He is just a classic Northern lad, isn't he? But Bielsa's obviously stayed out of it, but Bamford got involved. There was talk of him apparently texting the Sheffield United players last season saying the pressure's on, all this sort of stuff. Classic Bamford, but he's had a brilliant start to the season, a really good start to the season. And I think it's going to be a good game for Leeds. This, for me, is going to be a period where we can actually get something at Sheffield United. I'm confident. You know, anytime we've got to Sheffield United in the past, however many years, 10, 15, I'm never confident. But I am confident now. I really am. We've got a good thing going. We've got momentum from last season as well. We're scoring goals. We're getting above our XG. We're letting goals in, but I still think we've been unlucky. Liverpool, we registered the most ever blocks in a Premier League game. A lot of people are talking about that Liverpool game. Oh, we conceded 4. A, it's against the best team in the world. B, we're still very good defensively. They didn't score a goal from open play. Leeds were actually very good. If you look at the amount of attacks Liverpool had in that game, for them only to score 4 and for Leeds to be so open, you know, relying on the defence, we actually did quite well. It was just silly lapses in concentration. The VAR wasn't a penalty for me. Fulham was a little bit more irritating for me defensively because it was just silly little mistakes, and I feel like it was one of them where our individual battles were lost. You know, Cooper was drawn out for the second. For the third winner, and just little bits of annoyances for me in those conceding goals. But we cannot be doing that against Sheffield United. Very good in the air. John Egan being out is it's massive, absolutely massive. Dean Rees saying again here, pretty sure it's Villa Leeds 2 games away. It will be, mate. And we'll have lots of previews for that. Of course we will. But yeah, guys, and I'm really excited to see this. There's Sophie saying 2-1, maybe another 4-3, 3-0. Bamford hat-trick, says Alan. So yeah, there's a lot of good things coming in. And I'm praying. I think we'll get it. I think we'll beat them 2-1. But we have to be, you know, a lot of the time when we play Sheffield United, we're asleep at the start. We're very, you know, it's not in terms of conceding goals, but they start a lot quicker than us. For me, in both games we played against them in the Championship, but this is a different Leeds side. This is a different, a completely different outfit. And I think Diego Llorente, is he going to start? Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see. I doubt it, but it's going to be a real game for Helder Costa and Jack Harrison for me. Jack Harrison, Helder Costa, and Calvin Phillips are going to be the key players in this game for me. Guys, as well, if we're 24, 25 minutes in, if you've missed anything, you can just watch the video. We've talked everything through, and Koopmeiners, we've discussed everything else as well. So make sure you go check it out as well. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're back with your build up tomorrow. We've got your watch along. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Your instant match reaction as well. It's a full day of content tomorrow. So yeah, make sure you stick around for that one. It's going to be a good one. Hopefully Leeds are going to get the result over the line. Hope you have a good day. Have a good Saturday. And as I said, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in a bit.